Mexico. I wonder how many people are... I've just launched the wrong one. How many people are going to enjoy this circuit, because I'm not a fan of it.
Neither am I. That's a GTR going up my street.
Nice.
Just a casual GTR.
As always, the first thing we want to know is what the weather's going to be like.
Yes.
And how many of you think you're going to launch yourself to the USA? Oh, that's my phone.
That is me.
Yep, that is you telling everyone to YouTube.
Yep.
Yep, that's what that is.
Right. So, penalties.
Yes, penalties. There is a few of those.
If you want to run through them, Colin.
So we've got Saki26, who is joining us late anyway, so you won't see his name yet, but he is joining us late. He has a full quali ban. Oh, we've got a wet...
It's right. It's raining.
We have Jack Slater. If he makes it into Q3, he has a Q3 ban, so the highest position he can actually start the race is 10th.
Colin says 5 safety cars.
Well, if this weather continues, it would not surprise me. And then the only other one is time to be added at the end of the race for GJ Bobber, who has 10 seconds of penalties to be carried from Copa because he DNF'd in the last race.
Good evening, Dylan. He says J-Doy getting a podium. Let's see what happened as we've got cars out on track.
J-Doy might get a podium, but you'll struggle from the back on Sunday.
And he's...
So it is actually full wet tyres as well.
Yes, and it is Sedlock out first.
Absolutely banging it down.
Welcome to the Americas.
So
that's all I'm going to say.
Magic. I've not seen Midget Magic for a little bit while.
No, we haven't seen Midget Magic for a while.
Well, races since we've seen Midget Magic. We have actually got Tig Steven again, who did very well last week as a reserve in the McLarens, I believe he was in.
Kieran said wet quali dry race.
Oh well, that's boring.
Cheers, Kieran.
And Armand Play 2 is new for this race as a reserve.
Yes.
He, I think he trialled a couple of nights ago.
Yes, he did.
I was trying to remember if it was last night or the night before.
I think it was last night, bud. To be honest.
I think you might be right. I think it was last night because.
As Sedlock gets us going.
I'm seeing quite a few people are actually invalidating on their outlap. They seem to be struggling to stay actually on the track. Kieran, if you see me spin, ignore it. Manual gears, no traction control. He has been testing that a lot over the last probably 3, 4, 5 days.
And he's not out on track yet.
No, his lap times have been pretty decent actually, but I don't think he's tested in the rain, so it may not help him.
Sedlock sector 1 time is a 31.9 for Q1 for his first run.
So I'm still on board with Midget Magic at the minute. You just start in there flying lap. So.
Yeah, that's no problem.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well, because people have complained about it before, is I'm just going to turn my TV down a little bit. Because that seemed loud even to me.
And it's a 106 flat in the middle sector. As we just come up to the stadium section.
32.4 for Midget Magic, which is half a second down on the time you said Sedlock had set for sector 1. Ooh, that was quite wide there. That was a lucky not to invalidate.
And it is a 129.6 to get us going and for people to chase.
I honestly don't know whether that's a good time or not.
1:30.4 from Mayspin.
I mean, due to the fact that we've not seen times in the rain, I don't know how good a mid 129 is.
Yeah, it's Stephen.
Over 125.4, 129.5. Sorry, because I was looking at 634 instead of looked my mistake.
It's all good. And J-Dye has set a 106.7 in the middle sector. 7/10 from Sedok.
He's just coming to the end of the lap as a 31.4. And while we've been talking, Joseph has set a 36.4 and Snitsy has set a 39.9, which is just over 10 seconds off the pace of the leaders.
Kieran said you lose between 10 to 13 seconds in the wet.
Okay, so usually in the dry you're talking around 115, 116, I believe.
Yeah.
So we should be looking at around 26, I would say, to 29.
Matthias set a purple sector 1.
I think there's probably still time in these laps. I think people are just feeling the way around. And remember, it is only the first few laps, so the track's still got to evolve a little yet as well. So there's still time for track evolution.
Which we're just gonna go on board with Matthias a minute. As he didn't invalidate that lap.
His first time.
Yeah, a 1:31.2.
1:31.2, yeah, I was going to say Avi and Jack Slater had just posted 32.3s apiece with 8 thousandths between them in the two Alpha Towers.
Matthias, a big spin in the stadium section.
Bothers also posted a 32.3. There's more times coming in, it's hard to keep up with them all.
1:30.5 off Matthias.
Yep.
Let's go with Newman Arman Plays. He's invalidated.
Yeah, but he is about to start another lap, so I'm just going to stay on board with him for now. Because matey boy and Raphael is out on an out lap. I know Raphael's actually come back into the pits. He was on an out lap. So does Armour Plays as well. He's dropped into the pits. Okay, so I'll jump on with matey boy, who is a couple of turns just at the last DRS.
Oh, Avi is 1.5 seconds up on his time. That would put him at a 1:29.8.
Yeah, no, sorry, 29.
No, 31.
Yeah, so 30.8.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
I was trying to slowly count it down and then we started talking.
1:30.1.
Oh, there you go then. So we found another 7/10 as well. So, as I say, I'm on board with matey boy, who has currently started his lap. So
I am currently on board with Scott, who has just entered the middle sector.
That's not what I call him, but we can't say that on stream.
Oh God.
He was actually doing some practice just beforehand, but I don't think he was practicing for this weather, so...
yeah, I believe he's...
matey boy off in the stadium section, on the grass.
Oh.
He's still going, he's okay, he's just creeping around.
I'm not sure what's going on with Scott. I think his car is in low fuel, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, it is. Schnitzy 2/10 down after the first sector.
Yeah, he must be just coming back in.
Just coming around turn 7.
So Armour Plays and Raphael are both back out on an out lap. And Clay is also on an out lap.
Wonder when Kieran's going to be testing the weather.
Big Stephen decides at 28.6 is his new lap time. Track evolution.
And Schnitzy is now just under 1/10 going into the stadium.
Nice. So I'm just
Dan's gone and improved his lap. Ah, Schnitzy's invalidated. So we'll have a look how Bother is doing.
All these people with different helmet colours and that. I think I might need to make myself a new helmet for Season 3.
Well, exactly, that's what I'm going to be doing. Going into Season 3.
So, on our week off, I think that's what I'll be doing. Doing myself a new helmet.
As Bother's just about come up to the last corner.
So, yeah, Clay's just come up to the last corner himself. He's just coming around.
And it's a 130.5 for Bother. And now we'll have a look how Clay is doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm on board with Clay. He had a very, very tentative outlap. Ooh, that was a big cut.
That was close.
Yeah. That was a really big cut. I thought he was going to invalidate that because he actually did at one point have 3 out of his 4 wheels off the circuit.
And it's a 32 flat for Clay in the first sector.
Not the fastest we've seen so far.
No, not at all. As you come up to turn 7.
Up to second while we haven't been watching as well at a 29.3. So he's found about another 8/10 of a second. He was on a 30.1 last time we checked.
Yeah. Yeah, around about 8/10.
I think there's time for people to still improve yet. Let's see.
Sorry, I've just noticed that Kieran's on a lap.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Kieran's on a lap. I've actually just jumped on board with Kieran just to see how he's getting on while you're still on board with Clay.
I was just checking to see how he was doing.
Yeah, he's just coming through the stadium. I missed his sector 1 time.
As Clay's just coming around the last bend. And it's a 30.6 for Clay. So, we'll have a look.
I'm watching Kieran because I want to see if he spins so I can laugh at him.
Oh no, don't worry. If he does, it's on stream.
Exactly.
I'm joking. Love you, Kieran. Oh, Bother's retired in pit and Kieran's invalidated. Alright, I don't love you no more.
To be fair, he did say that if he does spin, it's because he is running only ABS. So
I'm just on board with Harry.
A couple of minutes ago, saying he's watching the lines and waiting for it to dry out slightly on the lines. The thing is, you don't want to wait for it to dry too much on the lines because otherwise your tyres are going to overheat.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I've just sent my little sister to go get my food.
I thought that's what little sisters were for.
Exactly. Being your own personal slaves.
See? So Kieran is back on another time. I'm just going to check on Weatherman Harry as well.
Yeah, that's who I'm currently watching.
First sector and a purple middle sector. Sorry, I got hiccups. It was a 106 something, but I was too busy hiccuping to see what
106.7, I believe it was.
106.1. I've just caught it on stream.
Ah, benefits of having the stream.
Yeah, I looked down at the stream at the right time to catch it.
And a comment's just come through.
Yeah, that's May's spin. Wet track, dry setup, no traction, vile.
And Harry set 129.6.
That's a good lap. It's good enough to get him through.
Right, let's have a look how Kieran is doing.
Slightly slower
and that lap is invalidated.
And yes, I didn't notice that yet because I saw the green and yellow. I didn't spot that it was an invalidated lap. This is going to be cutting it close for Kieran to set a time here. It depends whether he's got the fuel on board for another lap.
I believe he has.
Yep, he's coming around, so he must be going for another
30.4. That would have put him around about 10th, 11th.
Yeah, 10th or 11th May spin. The thing is, the invalidations on this track, like so many others, are a little bit irritating.
Oh yeah.
Because you can run 2 wheels off the circuit at the wrong point and it goes invalidated lap. But you can go 4 wheels off and completely shred a corner to pieces. As Kieran spins.
Oh!
That was big. I think he's only lost his front wing.
He is carrying on.
Does mean that
we might be losing Kieran.
19. I don't think he's got time to get all the way around the track, get in,
no,
get out.
No, he's only in.
So 4 minutes isn't long enough. So I do believe that's going to be Kieran out.
He is cutting the circuit to pieces.
Yeah. But like I was saying, you know, you can shred some corners and you can get away with it. Like we saw Clay do. He cut the hell out of
just caught. I've just caught him, and his lap's now invalidated.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. The way he cut that corner is he invalidated the lap. He actually got away with that on the first lap. When we first saw him do it, when he first set a time. So it depends on the mood of the circuit some days. Oh, Kieran's just hit the wall again.
Oh, as Joseph invalidates.
End of the last DRS straight. He obviously couldn't slow the car down.
No.
And he completely cuts out the last two corners.
And it's a 31.7 for Matthias in the first sector.
This is going to be close. He's still got 3 minutes as he's diving into the pits.
Ooh.
Is he going to get in, out, and get a lap time?
You know what, I'm just going to quickly check. Oh, Sedilux testing the waters for us.
Yes, he is on inters. But is he going to get out in time to actually get a lap in on those? Because he's currently in the pits.
As Matthias just gives up. Schnitzy, 31.6 in the first sector for Schnitzy, 91.
Kieran's got to get out soon. It's going to take him about a minute and a half to get around the circuit. Because he can't cut as many corners as he did this time, because otherwise it will tell him that he's invalidated this and the next lap.
We'll find out if he does come back out in just a second.
So far he hasn't yet. I'm staying on board and keeping an eye on
that. Stephen now retires. And I believe that is my little sister with my food. It is.
No, I don't think Kieran's coming back out.
That's your one.
On. No, he is. He's just creeping back out now. This is going to be very, very close from Kieran. So he's just exiting the pit lane now with 1 minute and 35 to go.
Oh, that is good because in Schnitzy a 1:29.3.
About 1 minute and 30 a lap. So that is going to be very close as to whether he makes a lap or not.
Oh. Cheers, Al. Right, I'm just gonna pop off for 2 seconds as I have my. So
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm having a munch. Alright, I'll be back now.
Yeah, no worries. Do we watch see if Kieran gets around his lap in time? He's got around about a minute now, 50 seconds in fact. I think he's going to make this. He's in the S's, so that's good. 35 seconds to go. That's invalidated, but that's not important. Another little hairpin. And the last corner. And I can't see how long he's got left. 10 seconds. So he will just about make it. 6 seconds to go. That was close. I said it would be, and it is. So let's watch him around his lap and see if he can actually set a lap. One shot. That's all he's got. As just about everybody else is now either taking the checkered flag or in the pits, but there is still a couple on laps. And sector 1 time 31.9. I've seen around about 31.5 as higher ones. So where are we? We're in the S's now. try not to invalidate through here this time. Plenty of room there. And that was a 106.4. Ooh, that was close to invalidating then as well. Running wide up that corner. So he's got 2 corners to go. One, he's just coming around the last corner. If you can hold it out of here, this is where it tends to spin on you. And he posts a 30.1. So he will be through. We will be losing Matthias, GJ Bother, Matey Boy, and Raphael, as well as the later arriving Saki, who, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, has a full quali ban anyway. And if you can hear the explosions in the background, I think we all know what that is. We're just gonna wait on Q2.
Okay, I'm back for now.
Yep, no worries, mate. Kieran's just popped up with, it'll be a new helmet for me too, gents. Yeah, I think that's something that everyone should aspire to do before Season 3 if they're taking a full-time seat, is create a new helmet. Although, to be fair, that helmet that Kieran's running now is rather nice.
It is the metallic gold, green and black. The CDR colours.
Sorry, I got amused by a comment. So I was just saying about, you know, if you can hear the banging in the background, we all know what that's going to be. You know, obviously, fireworks, bonfire night. Teabag's just popped up. Is that someone breaking through your door to help with the stopping breathing part? No, Teabag, I don't need CPR.
You sure?
You know what it is? You know what Teabag's like? He just wants to give me mouth to mouth. You know that's going to amuse him now as well.
Oh, it is. As J-Doi is the first out.
Yep. So, I don't know how much of you caught of that there, but Kieran did sneak through in 13th.
Yeah, I was watching. Very close in the stadium section there for Kieran though.
Yes, it was. There was 1 or 2 points where I thought he might actually lose his lap. So Clay's actually sitting on inters.
Oh.
Teabag said clearly we're going down different paths. I think Stephen actually does exactly the same thing. He chucks on a set of inters. So we could be looking at some people thinking that it's no longer the fastest option to be on the full wets. I mean, the rain's still there, but it doesn't seem as heavy as it did in Q1.
No. But some people are still on full wet.
And J-Doi is invalidated through the S's. So he wants to be careful of that on his flying lap. Oh, he's got one of the standard story mode helmets on. They look nice, but it's
that
just,
is.
I can't remember which one it is, but it's one.
That's
of
the
them.
Finnish guy.
Yeah. But
oh, I can't remember his name.
As nice as it looks, it's not very personalised, shall we say. It's always nice to see personalised helmets.
It is. It's very nice.
I wonder if everyone's wearing their helmets tonight.
Oh, that's something we haven't checked yet.
I can't remember who it was last time who didn't have a helmet on.
It was J-Doi last week.
Yeah, it was J-Doi last week. Didn't we have Mainspin at one point as well?
It was Matthias, then J-Doi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the grid.
Make sure everyone's got the helmets on.
Yeah. Some people I can't check.
Yeah, because they're still in the pit, but we can come back to those.
So far, everyone has their helmets.
Got mine on with my crayons.
Good boy, Teabag.
Well,
good lad.
We know he's special, so...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, we know Kieran has, because we've seen Kieran's already. We were just talking about it. Said he has. Avi, I can't see. I can see the back of his car. And now I can see the front, but it's all spray.
Avi has his helmet. Dan has his. Harry's in the pits.
Jack has.
Stephen has. Scott has misbin. J-Dog at 30.6.
And then Cedric instantly beats it by 1.2 seconds. There's a lot more people throwing on those inters though.
I'll
now
quickly...
we've got Snitzu sitting in the pits. Tig Steven is actually out on a lap on them.
So is Avi.
Clay is still in the pits. Avi is on an out lap. And Kieran is still in the pits. But all of them are running the inters. Now we've given them time to do their out laps while we amuse ourselves with the old helmet glitch.
Yeah. I'm just going to have a look at Avi's lap actually, as Midget Magic set to 30.4.
That's decent enough time. But the thing is it going to be decent enough to stay inside the top 10?
That is true.
We're now looking at people starting to go on inters, and if they work, they are going to be a lot quicker. In fact, Kieran's just popped up saying inters are quicker. So we could be seeing those times set on the wets by the likes of Midget Magic and Cedric completely shredded. There we go. As I say it, Tig Steven 27 flats. That's a whole 1.4 seconds faster than the wets that Cedric was on.
Yeah.
Which just goes to prove exactly what Kieran had just said about the inters being much faster. As I say, the rain's not really coming down as much as it was now. There's still a bit of rain, but not enough to completely drown the track.
No, not in like Q1.
But yeah, I mean, back to the helmet thing, I think everybody needs to just spend a little bit of time and just make their own helmet design for the new season.
Yeah.
You know, just personalise something. I mean, you can't personalise the car in any way, so the only thing you can really personalise is your helmet.
Which is what I'm going to be, as Avi sets a 26...
basically.
Yeah.
And so there's no point saying 26.7 because it's a thousandth of a second off of being 26.8, so...
So I'm going to go with...
What, two tenths up on Stephen? So there's plenty more time on this track yet.
Yeah.
As Stephen goes even faster. He finds the 2 tenths and adds a little for a 26.761. And funny enough now, everybody's throwing inters on.
Yes! I'm on board with Jack Slater at the minute.
So, well, I'm still actually on board with Avi, but that's because I wasn't really switching between people at the moment. He's already on a lap. So, Scott is on an out lap, and he's only just started it, so I'll come back to him in a little while.
It's a 106 flat in the middle sector for Jack Slater.
Okay, as Clay just starts his lap on his inter, so I'm going to watch him do a lap here.
Go for it.
I don't know what the times are like for Sector 1, but I will let you know what his comes up at.
Jack Slater's invalidated, so therefore I'm going to go to Schnitzy, and it's a 31.8 in the first sector for Schnitzy.
Okay, well, when we get to the end of the first sector, I shall tell you what Clay manages. A 31.133. So 3.1.133. That is awfully satisfying.
It is.
And I know Kieran would agree with that too. He likes oddly satisfying times like that.
As Schnitzy sets a 104.2 in the middle sector.
So Clay's aiming for a 104.2 and he gets a 104.202. So that is going to be very, very slightly faster, I think.
As Schnitzy sets a 127 flat.
Clay's just coming out the last corner. And
27 flat.
27 flat. That
16
is very, very close.
thousandths of a second.
Yeah, 16 thousandths of a second slower than Schnitzy. He must have lost a little bit of time in sectors 2 and 3.
I'm gonna.
He was a fair bit up in sector 1.
I'm gonna go on with Kieran for his first lap.
Yeah, I was going to say Kieran's on his out lap, but I'm going to jump back on with Scotty actually. He's just coming through the S's now. I didn't see his sector 1 time because it never told me. But we'll see what his sector 2 time looks like. And that's a 104 flat. That is a purple middle sector. But
Off of who?
Personal purple or Scotty.
Ah.
I'm not sure if that's a personal purple or whether it's actually a track purple, but that was a 104 flat.
I think that would be a track purple.
Look sets the fastest time of a 26.466. And Scott goes 26.538 per second. So that probably was a track purple. You were right until Look popped in his time while Scott was in sector 3.
I missed Kieran's sector 1. As Kieran just as Kieran just comes up to the S's.
Yeah, I flicked onto him and I saw the time as I did so. Oh, that was close to invalidating on the exit of the last S there.
That's a 104.4 for Kieran in the second sector.
He may have to go again because we've seen him as low as a 104 flat. As Dan's actually snuck into second while we weren't watching him with a 26.510. He's beat Scott by 28 thousandths of a second.
And it's a 27 flat for Kieran.
Ooh, that's risky because that's only 8. And we are going to lose anyone that's outside the top 10 now.
I'm just on board with Clay, who isn't going for a lap. May spins 3/10 down in the second sector. He's invalidated. Joseph is 3.8 seconds up on the inters.
Honestly not
half a tenth.
Harry's having a disaster at the minute by the looks of things. He's invalidated again. I keep just jumping back to him because he's the only person who hasn't actually set a time. Although it would appear your screen is actually lying to you. Because yours says Jack Slater, Armand Plays and Weatherman Harry are all on wet tyres. They're not.
They're not, they're on inters.
They're on inters. Jack Slater has got 1 lap on his inters, Armand Plays has got no laps on his inters, and Harry has got 2 laps on his inters and about to start his third.
Righty-ho.
Because he's invalidated a lot. Oh, that was a really, really wide line there as you cross the start-finish line from Harry.
Joseph's just coming around the last corner. And sets a 127.4. Armand Plays at 26.3.
That is, like Stephen was last week, that is setting a statement. That was a flick of opposite lock I've just seen from Harry. That one.
Yeah, I did see that.
Just a little.
And he sets a 31.3 in the middle, first sector.
That's
sorry.
Not a terrible sector 1 time though.
It's
he
not.
Avoid invalidation. I think he's got just about got a chance of getting out of the top 10 here.
What about Clay's right on the cusp? And there are.
Clay is. There's only 2 thousandths between Clay and Kieran as well.
Yeah.
So it would be really, really unlucky for Clay if Weatherman Harry was to jump into the top 10 and push Clay out. With Kieran
Harry set a purple second sector.
Ooh. This could be a decent time.
Oh, a little bit of spin.
We know Harry's normally quite fast.
And he sets 26.6.
And as I said it would, it has knocked Clay down into the drop zone.
Kieran's into the pits.
Kieran is on the cusp, which means if anybody below him sets a faster time than him, he will be out, because he cannot get
Clay is 16 thousandths of a second quicker.
16 thousandths would have been enough to get him ahead of Kieran and push Kieran out. Just riding on board with Jack Slater at the moment, see how he's doing. He's just invalidated, so he will be going out, I think, unless he's got fuel for another lap, because he does just about have the time for that.
And Clay's just coming up. It's a 104.1 for Clay in the second sector.
Ooh. Joseph is 2/10 up in sector 1. So that won't actually move him anywhere. He needs to find more time through.
And it's a 26.9. So that knocks Kieran out.
And he's actually snuck ahead of Schnitzy by 8 thousandths of a second. That's how close it is, right on the cusp of the top, well, 9th, 10th, 11th places. There really isn't a whole lot between them.
No, not at all.
I mean, in fairness, the whole field there is only covered by maybe half a second inside the top 10. You know, maybe a little more than that.
Top 10 is...
Tenths?
Yeah.
No, there's literally not a lot in it. Right now, Kieran has been pushed down to 13th.
TIG Steven at 26.2.
So, Schnitzy, who is...
just coming around the last corner.
2.5 tenths up on his time.
He won't be anymore.
Oh no, he's just spammed. He was actually in line to push Clay out of the top 10 then. So, I'm just going to jump back with
Jado. He misses out. He ran out of fuel.
So
Harry 3 tenths up in the first sector.
Well,
4 tenths in the second.
His time isn't going to be of any importance now, because Snitz is in the pits. We've just watched him crash out, so
we're just waiting on Harry.
So we are losing Snitzy, we're losing Joseph, we are losing Kieran, J-Doy and Jack Slater.
And Harry sets the fastest lap of Q2.
Well, I was just saying it wouldn't be overly important to the actual session, but he decides to top the timing board, so that proved me wrong.
As Midget Magic is now in the pits.
He decides to drop a message saying, damn it. Maybe he's a beaver and he wants to build a dam. Not terrible, considering he is trying to run without assists. So, as I said before, we are losing Schnitzy, Joseph, Kieran, J-Doy and Jack Slater. And Clay squeezes into the top 10 by 8 thousandths of a second.
Not bad. 8 thousandths?
Yeah, he would have actually been pushed out had Schnitzy been able to hold that last couple of corners. He was 2.5 tenths up on his previous best.
Yeah.
And his spam.
Right, I'm going to quickly pop to the toilet. I'll be back now in 2 seconds.
No problem. They're only going to be doing out laps, nothing exciting. So let's see who wants to go out first, because that actually looks dry. I believe it is, yep, everyone's on softs. We have a dry Q3. I was expecting another wet session. And Sediluk is out first, closely followed by Mayspin. First thing Sediluk does, invalidate on turn 1. I hope that's not how he plans to actually set his flying lap. And yet more fireworks in my background. We actually have all bar 4 people currently out on track doing their outlaps.
I'm back.
So, yeah, no worries mate, we've got everyone but 4. Nope, 2 of them just popped out. We've now just got Clay and Armand Play sitting in the pits. Everyone else is doing an outlap.
And we have got soft tyres.
Yep, we have got a dry session, so we're on soft tyres, which I wasn't expecting.
No, not at all.
But I was saying while you weren't there that I do hope that Sediluk is going to start his lap better than what he did his outlap. First thing he did was invalidate into turn 1.
Oh.
So he has just started his lap now, and of course we now have DRS. So that's
for the first time.
Improve the lap times, yep.
Well, there was a 26 flat to end off Q2.
Yeah, we should be breaking into the 16s, maybe even the 15s now.
Well, 15, 16.
Low 16s, high 15s is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I've seen some of these guys do some really fast times before. On the plus side, at least Mayspin, who was complaining earlier about a dry setup, has nothing to complain about.
I was just about to say Mayspin's not in this session, but he is. It is a 57 second sector 2.
Which is about 7 second improvement on what we were looking at before, which was around a 104.
16.7.
16.7. That's a good banker lap. I'm expecting faster than that.
As Dan sets a 57 flat in the second sector.
At least half a second improvement on that, yeah.
TOG Stephen.
16.5.
As Dan just all of a sudden gets more boost in his car. Like I said, an extra little bit of boost.
16.1. I said I was expecting at least another half a second off Sediluk's time. Alright. And I did say low 16s, high 15s. There you go.
There you go.
15, there's your first 15. I said I'd be surprised if we didn't make him to the 15.
It is a 28.4 for Scotty, 15. Will he be able to break into the 15 as ISIS is now in my town?
What?
Firework explosion.
Oh, I was going to say, what the hell? Suddenly we're talking about Scotty and then he's not mentioning ISIS. I'm like, what the hell?
No.
I wonder what happened there.
And it's a 57 flat for Scotty in the second sector.
Sediluk does improve to a 16.3. And I don't think he's got any plans of slowing down yet.
Do you mind?
Got no ERS.
And it's Scotty 15 with a 16.5. As Armand Play sets a 57.3 in the second sector.
So Armand Plays and Magic are just
16.8.
Yeah.
And Midget goes into the pits.
Actually dives straight back into the pits again, off of an invalidated lap. And Clay has just decided that now's the time to come out the pits, along with the other 9 people that were already out.
as Sidalook is in low fuel mode. So
Yeah, I'm not
is
surprised.
Mayspin. Scotty's just saving. Nope, Scott's in low fuel mode.
So, this is strange. It says Clay was on an outlap, but for some reason my game had decided that I was going to sit and look at his pit garage instead.
Yeah, he is in the pits.
No, he's actually on an outlap. I'm actually watching him now. I took off and flipped back onto him, and Clay is actually on an outlap. It just, for some reason, the game decided that I wanted to look at his garage wall instead of watch him take the circuit.
Right, let's have a look how Clay does.
Well, he can only do better than I did when I was driving his car the other week, so...
Yeah. Oh, well, as me and you were saying before this race started, this season, the second season for CDR, has gone very, very quickly.
It has. This is the penultimate race. We have Brazil next week, and then we are done.
Yeah.
And I believe we've already got our champions. I think it's mostly just for constructors titles now. Unless I'm mistaken somewhere along the way there.
I'm not sure about C1.
I'm not 100% sure about C1, but I know Dan's already the champion of C2, and Sociopath's the champion of C3, and I think the constructors are still up for grabs. I'm not 100% sure. I think somebody mentioned there's a possibility of a McLaren double. Oh, that was really wide from Clay.
It was.
And he's invalidated.
As he's now warming up his tyres.
Yeah, that was hugely wide, but I would have gone wide way before that, so.
Oh. You would have gone wide coming out the pits.
I'd have gone wide in turn one, yeah. Right. I'd have found some way to do that. So, I'm just going to jump on board with Avi, who...
That's who I'm already with.
Yeah. Okay, well, in that case then, since they haven't set a lap yet, I'll jump on the midget mag and see how their lap's going.
Go for it.
They are in the second DRS zone, just from the end of sector 1, and that is a 28.9.
Oh. I've now got hiccups thanks to you.
You're welcome. I think we shifted mine.
And it's a 28.5 for Avi in the first sector.
Oh, invalidated from Midget Magic. The turn just before the S's start, too much curb.
Oh.
We've all done it. That's a much better line through the S's there from Clay.
Oh, Avi's invalidated, so we'll go off with Clay for a minute.
Oh, he had a bit of a wobble there just coming out of that turn. His tail seemed to kick and
Step
get a bit
out. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a really good view.
16.3.
As well. Yep, 16.3. That's good enough for third though. But I mean, that's what, almost half a second at the time.
Ah!
That's crazy. So you've got the top two are in the 15.8s, split by less than half a tenth, and then you've got almost
half
a second gap.
Half a second.
Not quite half a second. I mean, it's about half a tenth short. It's something like 4.5 tenths between second and third.
Dan's invalidated.
Everyone closes up again after that.
So I'm just going to go on board with Clay.
Second between Harry in first and Armand Plays in 8th.
Well, I mean, we expect to be them in around about a second.
I would have expected it to be a bit closer.
As TRG Stephen.
A lot closer than that. As Stephen, of course, decides that he's got to go top.
He's clearly had enough. As Clay's now...
He's just not having any of Harry's crap. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Clay's invalidated, so he's just took a massive corner cut.
Scotty 15 is now in the 15s.
Well, there you go.
Shut my door for me.
Top 4 inside the 15s as Clay dives into the pits. So that is Clay John, who will not get out again. Same goes for Dan, so they are currently 4th and 5th and will be staying there.
Oh, Harry spun!
Oh, that's definitely not helpful for Harry there.
That was a good transition.
I mean, if he's not got any car damage, which it looks like he's still got his end plates on his wings, he could possibly go for another lap if he's got fuel for it.
If he has got the fuel.
Or at least it's not on my screen. It might be on yours, it's not on mine.
As Stephen now comes into the pit, so we'll have a look how Harry's doing.
Just jumping on board with Avi, who still hasn't set a lap yet, but is coming to the end of sector 2. He's just coming out of the second S.
I'm just having a look at Harry on his final lap.
56.9 for Avi, and that is a purple middle sector.
What? Sorry, I'm not talking to you, Colin, I'm talking to my little sister.
No, I completely realised straight away that you were talking to your sister, and Avi manages a 16.3, which is good enough for 8th. But of course, it looks as though he might still have fuel on and he's intending to go again.
Harry is a 10th down going into the second sector.
So it's still all to play for. I mean, the only two that are locked in their positions currently is Dan and Clay, who have now been split by Cedric and Armand Plays. Cedric's now locked into 5th, unless anybody can jump a ball. Armand Plays has a 2.5 down on himself, so he won't be improving.
I missed Harry's sector 2 time because of my sister being a knob.
May's spin is out, but I don't know if that is a crash or a retirement.
As Harry sets the fastest lap.
Magic's invalidated.
I'm quickly going to check Scott.
Avi is invalidated.
Scott is finished.
And Scott is 17 seconds slower, so I do believe that is our starting grid.
And that is Harry on pole.
So Harry takes pole. And I do believe, I think Stephen had actually retired from the session because he thought he got the pole position locked down.
I think he did.
But Harry had other ideas.
Right, I'm going to ask you now.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
No.
That doesn't sound like you're asking. That sounds
No.
like you're telling.
Oh, I
I think you
am.
meant to say, I'm telling you now.
What is it?
Not I'm asking you now. That wasn't
Right.
a question, it was a statement.
Right, I'm quickly just going to mute my mic a minute.
Oh no.
I'll be back now.
Yeah, well, we're both going to go quiet because I need to go turn the bike around. They call it.
You're the
Just before the race starts.
You're finished?
Yeah.
Go over there, be quiet.
Sorry. That was an accident, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that is our starting grid, separated by 1.3 seconds. We've got Harry in first, Stephen in second, Scotty in third, Dan, our C2 champion, in fourth, Cedric in fifth, Armand Plays in sixth, Clay in seventh, Avi in eighth, Mayspin in ninth, and Midget Magic in 10th. As we just wait for Colin to get back.
So
You're
Saki
back in
did
time.
Actually, yep, Saki did actually join us in the end, and I missed him joining.
Nah.
But he, as we mentioned earlier, he did have a quality ban, so he would have been starting from the back, irrespective of whether he was here on time or not.
Yeah.
Did you do the run through of the top 10? Because
I
he's
did.
kind of good. So that would have been my next thing to do. I know we'd mentioned Harry on pole, but then you went to terrorise your sister and I went to take a look.
Oh no, my sister ended up not being terrorised.
So what you mean is, you went to terrorise your sister and she terrorised you?
No, what happened was that she got scared.
Fair enough.
And decided, you know what, yeah, nah, I'm not going to piss him off anymore.
Would you like to follow mine? Okay. Let's do that.
As we get on to...
What the hell?
We've got a couple of hard-ons. We've got
Really?
Sedlock in 5th, Schnitzy in 11th, and Matthias in 5th, all on the hards.
I think you should probably choose your wording a little bit better.
Right, I listened to Jarv, and Jarv says it, so simple as.
Okay, so really good start to proceedings. Harry and Stephen have both been DSQ'd.
We've got Mayspin, J-Doy, Matey Boy Raphael 1, and Harry and Stephen, all on mediums, the rest are on soft.
Yeah, I was going to say pit stops on soft. It did tell me, but you were still talking, I didn't get a chance to say it. But
I'm
it did say
very
soft
sorry.
hard, or soft medium. Which I would personally probably do that slightly differently, go soft, medium, soft, myself. That would be, because then you've got faster tyres towards the end of the race. So back to what I was saying earlier about constructors.
Yeah.
Constructors can be wrapped up today. Mercedes needs 28 points from today's proceedings to wrap up the constructors title for tier 2. And then Teabag did actually say, good luck tier 2, I'm off to Singapore, I'll see you at Brazil. So I think that means he's planning to give Mexico a miss on Sunday.
I'm not too sure.
Your friend's back calling you Mr. Munch.
Aha! Good evening, Jen. How are you doing?
Go Avian Bother. Well, Bother's got some ground to make up because he has a 10-second penalty at the end of the race should he finish.
That is very true.
So I am going to watch the back of the grid, as I know you always watch somewhere nearer the front.
Yeah, I'm on board with Dan.
Yeah, I was going to say, I tend not to start with right at the front. I try to go a few back from the front because then you kind of...
As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights for the penultimate race of the second season of CDR, and away we go. Oh, contact at the back. I think that was Kieran and J-Doy.
I didn't see who it was, but I think you might be right. I was actually on board with Saki. Let me just see if I can jump back. Yeah, those two are right at the back. I don't know what caused that, but I did see a plume of dust, so I couldn't really see what was going on.
Bother has a penalty from previous races. It is a soft medium, lap 11 to 14, 2025, and then soft medium, 11 to 14, and I missed the medium tyre one.
It was 2024.
There we go, as Kieran, Clay and Dan are now running second and third.
Yep. So to answer the question of the penalty, GJ Bother has a penalty from Kota. He DNF'd in Portimao, so the penalty from Kota carries over.
As Matthias is now blocked by Avi and has Jack Slater running on his back.
Just spun around again.
Oh.
There was... I don't think there was contact. People were very, very close together.
Oh, Dan's done something. Dan's left. Could you send Dan off invite for me?
I can quickly fire off Dan an invite.
Thank you very much. As Cedric is now ahead of Scotty, but Scotty goes round the outside.
PlayStation loads up.
And Scotty gets past Cedric. As a soft, hard medium. Using all the tyres.
That is an odd combination. I can't see anybody doing that.
We just say bother Jen because it's easier, but
Yeah.
apparently it said Boater.
Yeah, I think it's just the way it's pronounced there as to opposed to the way we would pronounce it here. It's purely down to the way we read it. Sometimes you find that with people's names is the way we pronounce it and the way somebody else would pronounce it is two entirely different things. As Dan is dropping right down the table here, he's 6th. And
there we go, he is back. And Kieran spun around again.
Yeah, he's not having much luck.
No, Kieran, you might need to put TC back on.
Pause and put your traction control back on. He's actually pitting. Yeah, he's lost an end plate on the left side of the car. I think I'd use this pit stop to quickly just throw my assists back on.
As Clay is now hassling Harry for the lead.
Yeah, we've got a couple of close battles further down. Snitsy is on the hard tyres and trying to have a run at Matey Boy. I don't know what the timing gaps are anymore because it's entirely disappeared from my screen.
Yeah, Dan's now back with us. And is now hassling Avi.
We're on lap 3. Aren't we on lap 2?
No, it is lap 3.
Is it lap 3? Ooh, that was a bit wide from Snitsy there. He almost lost the tail. Do you know what? It's gone that fast these first couple of laps. I thought we was actually on lap 2. Oh, now it's telling me lap 4, so we must have just started a new lap. So we are on. And the timings are coming back, but it's only coming back as people...
Oh, we've got a three-way battle into the first corner.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Oh, got 3 abreast into the first corner of that. And Harry's like, nope, I'll take that. See you later. There's Jack Slater up there as well.
Yeah, Armin plays getting past Cedric and then Joseph down the inside of both of them. Going down the main straight.
So, Dan is now stone dead last. And he's actually, I think he's been passed as well. He has. Harry is actually ahead of him. I think. Oh no, hang on, that could be Clay. I'm getting so confused with all these Mercedes. But no, he has. He's actually further back, right, than I thought he was.
Dan's in 9th, isn't he?
No, according to this, it says Dan's last. I'm confused too. Not unless the game's picked up another bug, but this is telling me Dan's last.
Yeah, it's telling me Dan's last.
I'm confused. I hate it when these bugs come up because it messes with.
So if I run with Avi, then look behind me, it is Dan who is behind him.
Yes, but according to this, as I'm looking at it, there's small gaps between people. Then Kieran is 37 seconds, 36 seconds down on Matthias, who's currently pitting. And then it says Dan's 45. Hang on, no, that says minus 45. What?
As Matthias is in for a new front wing.
I'm just confused. Okay, and I'll just forget the whole damn thing. I'm confused. The game's gone mad again.
As Kieran sets the fastest lap, and Joseph has spun.
Ooh.
And Dan's got past Avalak.
Made a move. And he's now hunting down Sedlock.
Yeah.
I'm still confused.
I am.
It still says he's last.
Same.
Stupid game. Stupid codies. Just completely ignore the fact that there's a complete and utter bug on that.
Ow! I just punched my steering wheel.
I don't recommend it, if I'm honest.
Ah!
3-second penalty. Stephen has put a
Sit down. Hang on a minute.
Scott was behind, he was close though. And there appears to be a brother-sister situation coming up. So, unfortunately, you're all stuck with me, and I'm confused by why the hell Dan's last. The game's just decided that he is. So, I have no idea what's going on with that. Whether he's actually last or whether the game's just confused. Let's see if I can find out. Because it's confusing me.
That is sorted. Try me.
You think that'll scare me?
As Sedlock and Avi are in the pits.
I'm just trying to figure out what position Dan is in, but Joseph is actually out.
Go over there, please.
See if I can... no, Dan's... According to this, Dan's in the pits. So, I don't actually know where Joseph's DNF. I was hoping Dan might pass him and I'd be able to catch it.
Alright, I'm back, and Dan is now apparently...
I'm confused.
Dan's last, apparently.
Yep, that's what it's been saying to me. It's now saying +1 lap.
Oh no, I think he actually might be.
But it's also saying, when I jump on board with him, that he's in the pits.
Like Kieran in the pits, and he checks on the medium tyre.
Yep, he is. You're right, and there is a safety car. Which would be for Joseph, because Joseph did crash.
I didn't see that because my sister's been annoying.
I don't know how he crashed. I was just trying to find out what position Dan was actually in and if he was actually last or whether the game's bugged.
I think he is.
confused.
Wait, no.
Well, he said minus 45 seconds as opposed to plus however many seconds. But now it's actually saying there's a lap down. So... I don't know. I've just no idea what's going on anymore.
As Clay, Harry and Alman are in the pits. As Kieran gets in front of Harry. Kieran, Clay gets ahead of Harry in the pits. Right, now it's saying Dan's a minute, well, 2 minutes down.
No, apparently now DNF. The reason I'm saying that is because Dan was actually driving, I messaged Chloe to ask what position is in on his own screen because, you know, the game seems a little confused.
Yeah.
And she's just messaged back saying DNF. So, judging by that, it appears as though Dan's actually not racing then.
Ah.
Apparently he's DNF. So, that may be why when I flicked onto him, it was telling me he's in the pits. He may have actually replied in the pits and the game's maybe just not picked it up yet. Just seems a little bit slow on the uptake tonight. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
But, as always, it's boring on the safety car.
Yeah, and back to my favourite time of the evening. Colin, what would you like to talk about?
Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, give me a little nosy about tyre choices. I'm going to go for Mr. Clayton.
Okay, I was going to say, we've already lost our usual winner in Dan. Apparently he binned it, spun out, and straight into the wall.
Well, that's not what's happened here.
Nope, that is not what it's showing on our screen. But hey, what do we know?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
maybe
gonna...
it was actually him who was the cause of the safety car, or a combination of the two.
Yeah, could have been.
Unless, of course, that DNF was actually Dan and Joseph still there. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
Could be
have a
anything,
nosy
just
on track
No,
now.
I'm actually just looking at Kieran now. He's playing catch-up. Apparently, his headset went flying.
Oh! What a way to finish your time in C2 on the penultimate race.
Yeah. Well, since the headset went flying, I asked if it went by EasyJet.
Ah, Colin.
Right, so it does look like there is only one Aston on track, judging by the dots I can see on the screen. So that would be Weatherman Harry. So it does look like we have actually lost Joseph, and we have actually lost Dan as well.
Yeah.
But the game seems too confused to actually tell us that we lost Dan. Safety car is in this lap. Who you got down for your next crash then?
Crash!
Who's going to bring out the next safety car? Because Teabag reckons we've got 5 to come and this is only 1.
I know this is a bit sad to say, but as he's already had a bit of trouble, Kieran, I am very sorry.
I was expecting that. I was waiting for it.
But I'm going to go for Harry.
I thought you were going to say Kieran. So Stephen, Mayspin, Raphael haven't pitted yet.
No, which is why I gave Clay as my race winner.
Neither has Matey Boy, neither has Snitsy, but everybody else has pitted at least once. I think looking at this, we're probably looking, I would say those that have just jumped onto mediums will be looking at
Harry done it inside of Sedlock.
7, they'll be changing tyres again.
Yeah, for another set of softs.
Yeah, that would be what I'm thinking for like the last 10 laps. Apparently EasyJet would have been more elegant than what Dan did.
Alright, then so was Ryan A.
It probably was Ryanair, you're right. There was a crash involved, so...
Oh.
Midget Magic's picked up some penalties there as well for track limits. I'm just watching back on the stream, as Sedlock's looking down the inside of Harry there. That looks to be an interesting...
Oh! Oh! Avi spun!
Oops. And now he's going to have to wait for everybody to go past.
Yeah!
As he lights up his tyres as well, that's not going to help. In fact, the only person behind him is actually GJ Bother, who appears to be a bit lost.
And Avi's now into the pit.
Avi's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for running the section of track.
Oh, Avi's finished.
And 5 seconds for speeding the pit lane.
Yeah,
So
Avi's just said nah.
Retired.
And Bother's pitted too.
Bother's retired as well. So that 10-second penalty for Bother will carry to Brazil, as he's DNF'd again today.
Yeah, it will. As Harry's looking at Clay now.
I do believe the other 2 penalties for the day have actually been served as well. So Jack Slater didn't make Q3, so that's been served.
Yeah.
Saki turned up in time for the race, so he served his quali ban. So it's just DJ Bother's penalty to carry them.
Yeah. And DRS has been enabled, yeah.
See? Kieran picked up more penalties. I don't know why Jack Slater didn't pit.
Mayspin's gone off. Second corner.
That's not what he wanted to do. But no, I was just saying, I don't know why Jack Slater hasn't pitted, because he's now got 11 laps on those soft tyres.
Safety car would have worn him out a little bit more, as Harry is now all on the back of Clay.
Yeah, but most people came in, like, when the safety car came out on, like, lap 8, 7, 8, whatever it was, they dived in. But now he's sitting on 11 laps on them, which means he's going to have to pit, and everyone's still fairly well bunched up at this point, so he's probably going to come out at the back.
Talking of Jack Slater, he's now picked up a penalty for track limits.
Okay, so what we didn't notice in the comment section a little while ago, when we were talking about how to say GJ Bother's name.
Yeah.
Apparently Afrikaans is weird.
Ah.
That explains it then.
Yeah.
It's weird. I really should pay more attention to the comments.
As Harry's now going to go past Clay on the inside.
I'm actually just on board with Stephen as well, who they are right behind. As Saki picks up a penalty, and I absolutely guarantee I will pick up lots of them on Sunday, because I just can't get through the S's on this place without running track limits.
Right, I know I'm going to say this on stream, but quite frankly I do not care. So, what I do through the S's is I'm in 7th gear, and I drop down into 6th, I'm running 6th. So,
well, I tend to run
into 5th
through the first S and then 7th through the second. And sometimes I can get through okay, and other times it's, well, you know.
As Matey Boy passes Raphael.
Well, I'm gonna aim for a bullseye. You don't always hit it.
No. And
that is Stephen in the pits after 12 laps on his mediums. I thought they would have stretched out a little more than that.
And Jack Slater's now got a 5-second time penalty too.
Yeah, I was going to say he's just pitted and got himself a time penalty. But I think he left it too late to pit on those softs. I think he should have pitted when the safety car came out on those softs. And just got rid of them and gone onto a set of mediums, and then some say soft, medium.
Midget Magic has retired.
Yeah. So now, as it stands, everybody left driving will receive at least 1 point.
Yes. Medium tyres are like 2 grades down. They feel like hards on this track. S's I need to run in 3rd gear, 50 mile an hour. Those are both from Teabag.
Yeah, that honestly just doesn't...
Oh, is Raphael looking for a move on Matey Boy?
In fairness, I haven't really tried the mediums on this track a whole lot. And I definitely won't touch the hards on this track. But I have actually raced this track before, and I wasn't very fast. But I did finish.
I've raced on this track also. We had this last season.
I wasn't here last season.
No. But last season I had a very decent race until about the last 5 laps.
Yeah, it usually does that. Yeah, it goes, hey, look, have a great race, and then right towards the end, you'll have 1 or 2 laps left to go, and I'll go, hey, here's a curveball.
Yeah, I spun going through the stadium section.
Ooh.
As Scotty 15 getting past Raphael, looking for a move on Matey Boy.
I've just watched Stephen do a move on Saki, but I don't think Saki wanted to give that off. It looked like
May spins in the pits and comes back out before I can see what's going on.
He jumped onto a set of hards. So he's probably thinking end of the race.
Yeah. As we've got it now, a 5-car battle for that 6th position.
Nice.
From Scott all the way down to Kieran.
Yeah, literally Scott's just backing everyone up at this point.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's actually backing them into each other as well.
Yes, we are going to have a little bit of a DRS train into the first corner.
Which is not going to help Scott at all.
No, not at all.
He's got to light it up out of that first corner just to get away from them.
Which he actually has done.
But the thing is, has he created enough of a gap now to stop Matey Boy making a move on him?
I'm not sure. But I'll watch this from Kieran's point of view as Matthias pulls out ahead of Raphael.
But he's now back in behind as well.
Oh, that was late for Matthias turning in. And Kieran's now gone round.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Kieran's just had a spin because he's just dropped 2 places.
Yeah.
So what else have we got right now? We've got
Sedaluk on clay.
Yep, we've got Matthias and Raphael and that all still battling for 6th up as far as Scott. But the thing is, something we haven't...
and what's happened to Matey Boy? Matey Boy is spun.
Yeah, he's gone. So
is Raphael.
Ooh, so it's actually just down to Scott and Matthias then for those positions at the minute. But what I was going to say is something that's going to play into it as well is the penalties. Now, most of them have got very small penalties, so
Yeah.
Sedaluk, Armand plays, Scott, Matthias, Snitsy have all got 3 seconds. Matey Boy's got 5, Saki's got 6, and then you've got J-Doy on 11, Kieran on 12, and Jack Slater on 14 seconds of penalties.
Raphael's now in the pits for a set of softs and a new front wing.
So, as it stands, J-Doy would drop probably down to about 9th with those 11 seconds of penalties. Maybe 8th because of the other penalties around him. Kieran would probably drop to, I would say...
Is Sedaluk going to make a move on clay going into the stadium? He's not.
These penalties are going to take an effect come the end of the race too. And we've seen what penalties can do to affect a race, haven't we, Dan?
No comment. No comment.
You had an enormous penalty the last race and dropped about 6 places.
Okay, yeah, I had 20 seconds of penalties. As Sedaluk...
I leaped you from behind because of the penalties.
Yeah, it wasn't my finest performance, I'll just say that, as Matthias now goes into the pits. Yeah.
Scott has got a nice little gap between himself and Stephen now.
And that is Snitsy on to Snitsy, Matthias.
There is actually a battle going on for
the
second.
soft tyre.
You've got Sedaluk sitting at the front there. I mean, Harry's just left them a couple of seconds ahead now.
Yeah.
But you've got Sedaluk, who's got Play less than a second behind him, who's then got Armand Plays about 2 tenths behind him.
As Matey Boy now drops into the pits for what looks like hard tyres. Nope, they're softs.
They are almost the same on tyres as well. They won 9 or 10 laps on those tyres, so the tyre degradation's not going to play a part in that little battle. Ooh, Shadow created a bit of a gap there.
Snitzy's retired. He is out.
Ooh.
I'm going to quickly... Oh, he's right in the middle of the track as well.
I was about to say, that's not a retirement, that is a DNF. That is an out and out crash there. I think that was the start of the S's. Was it midway through?
No, it was just before.
Ah.
No, yeah, it was after the first one, sorry.
I'm just looking because Raphael's just coming past now.
And that is Sedaluk, quite close to Harry.
It was the exit of the second S. It was just as he was getting back onto the DRS straight. But it is a virtual one, and that is
Yeah.
our second. So, that about 5 safety cars, Teabag, you were wrong. What
Well,
are you doing
I
down
don't know. Huh?
there? I just wonder what you were doing. The streamer Paul.
That wasn't me. That's all I'm saying.
Drive-through penalty for Jack Slater for speeding under VSC. And DRS has been enabled.
And Clay is now all over the back of Sedlock.
Yeah, they were close anyway, but now J-Doy's actually joined the party too.
Yeah.
J-Doy wasn't that close before the VSC. So that is going to be interesting too, because he's actually on soft tyres and he's made a move on Armand plays already.
Oh, as
But his
Scotty
tyres will be
15's
coming to
dropping
the end
back.
of their lives as well, because he's got 10 laps on those softs, so he might have another lap or so in them, maybe.
Will Scott try and come back at Stephen?
I think he will. Scott doesn't normally let it go if he can get away with it. But he is fighting against tyres that are 5 laps younger than his and are the faster compound, so he's probably going to struggle. But he is about to hit the DRS detection zone there.
And Sedlock's now in the lead.
That close. No, he didn't get DRS, he was just outside the detection zone.
But that is Clay now all over the back of Harry. Oh, something happened between Harry.
I was saying, what happened to Harry?
Oh,
He was doing okay there for a bit. What the hell went on there?
I'm not entirely sure. But Kieran is
Well,
now in the top 10.
Well, not bad after the disaster he had at the start, but he is coming quite close to what I would say will be the end of the life of those medium tyres. He's probably got a few more laps in them yet. I would expect him to hit around about... Oh, we got another VSC. Around about...
That is for Dan.
5 or 6.
There we
So
go,
Dan,
now Dan's now out.
Now DNF. Literally, like 14 or 16 laps later. I mean, I can't even explain the stupidity of the game tonight. At least it is only a VSC and not an actual safety car. So we're down to 14 drivers, of course.
That we are, and Raphael's now in the pits also.
And we are racing again. DRS is re-enabled.
And Jado's into the pits.
Ooh, I did say those tyres would be about at the end of their life. So this is going to come down to strategies for people now. So I think Sedlock and Almond Plays are probably going to be coming in again shortly in the next few laps. I would say the same for Stephen actually. I think Stephen's probably going to be coming in as well. I think Scott's got maybe 5 laps left in his.
There's no real battles apart from Matthias, who is on the back of Mayspin now.
I mean, thinking in the sense of tyre strategy, everybody inside the top 7 has got to pit.
Yeah.
Which is going to effectively just put Harry back in the lead again. Because they've got between 12 and 14 laps on those mediums, which are only going to go maybe another 3 to 5 laps, I would guess. Stephen's got 7 on his softs. They're probably going to go to 10 or 11 laps, so he's got maybe 3 or 4 left in those.
Yeah.
So everyone's got to pit above Harry. And Harry will now go to the end of the race on those tyres.
Well, he is on fresh mediums, yeah.
He is on fresh mediums, but then you've got to look at it this way. Although he's on fresh mediums now, those that pit in, say, 4 or 5 laps could pit for softs. Stephen and not Stephen, sorry. Cedric and Armor players have pitted.
I know I'm not.
Their tyres. Another medium.
1 second.
I was just checking the comments again. T-Bag's been quiet on us.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on stream. Either Chloe or Dan, if you are watching, can you let me know if I can?
It's probably going to be Chloe because Dan may still be raging after throwing his headset.
Yeah, and Harry is now on the back of Clay. Saki is now on the back of Harry, and Sedlock's on the back of Saki.
Yeah, but Saki's got 14 laps on those tyres, so if he starts pushing those tyres too hard, he's just going to fall off the cliff and end up with a problem. And we've got a yellow flag in every sector. And now it's gone. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, he's got 14 laps on those, so I doubt he's going to challenge Harry at this point. Plus he's outside the DRS zone as well, so as Harry's having a look at Clay there.
Oh, that was close from Sedlock on Saki.
What is going on with this? It's telling we've got yellow flags in every sector.
Yeah, even though we haven't.
Yeah, but the problem is that's going to be a problem for people. Like right now, Harry and Clay are going at it, and it's telling us yellow flags in every sector. If Harry takes that position, he may have to give it back because he did it under yellow flag conditions.
Yeah.
So we could be seeing some penalties here just because the game's having a bit of
a bug.
Well, yeah, a bug. Like I was going to say some kind of freak out, but I wasn't sure quite how to word it without offending anyone, because I was going to use all the words and it wouldn't have, like some people may have taken it the wrong way. But the whole thing's just having a complete freak out at the minute. I mean, it's still doing it. We're still getting yellow flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it's something only we're seeing, because there's been no penalty for Harry and he has taken the place in play as well. So
Yeah.
it may just be a bug on our end of things. No, apparently T-Bag's listening in the background.
Ah.
What he's doing is he's listening, just waiting for his name to come up so he can talk to us again.
Pretty much, as Sedlock now gets past Clay.
So, wow, that is a lot of penalties. So Stephen has pitted, as I said, around about 10 or 11 laps.
And that is Clay into the pits.
Yep, Clay's in too. So there's only about 3 people out on track without penalties as it stands.
Yes. And it is soft tyres for Clayton. Soft tyres for Stephen.
Yeah, so Matey Boy has no penalties. Raphael, Clay and Harry have no penalties. Everybody else has at least a penalty. Kieran's now got 15 seconds. And Jack Slater has 17 seconds. So they've both accumulated 3 more seconds apiece.
Yeah.
And the rest are all 3s and 6s. Apart from J-Doy, who's got 11. And I do apologise if you can hear the banging in the background, but apparently it's fireworks again.
Ah.
It's been really quiet for like the last half an hour, and then suddenly it's just gone nuts outside with fireworks again.
J-Doy is looking for a move on Armin, please.
So I'm slightly confused. What was it you were...
I'm just waiting for confirmation.
Say. Oh, right, okay. You were still waiting for confirmation if you say that. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
As T-Bag says, he's testing for Singapore.
Righty-ho. I cannot say anything.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's testing for his race at Singapore tomorrow. He's racing elsewhere tomorrow, so he's just doing a little bit of testing and listening to us waffle.
Saki's in the pits for soft tyres. And Scott's in for softs as well. So, wait a minute. Kieran is now in the lead.
Yes, but Kieran also has 15 seconds of penalties and 18 laps on his mediums. So Kieran will be pitting, and he has Harry glued to his gearbox, who's only done 4 laps. So that is not where Kieran is going to be for very, very long. Either Harry's going to have him in the next DRS zone, or he's going to have to pit off of those tyres, which are done a lap or two more than is usual for mediums anyway. Like most people ditch them at around 16 to 17 laps.
Yeah.
So I'll be surprised if I don't see him pit very shortly. And apparently we've got a yellow flag sector 3 again.
Oh, Sedlock. Little snap of oversteer. Stephen leaves the session.
Kieran is staying out. Clay's retired.
Oh. That's on track as well.
That is on track. I'm just trying to wait to see where it is. I
believe it is a safety car. No, no.
Not yet, no. I'm on board with Raphael. I'm waiting to see if I can
May spins in the pits, so is Stephen, again. And Matthias is in as well.
He hasn't passed. Ah, there it is. Just as you start the DRS section, the last DRS, out of the S's, he's dropped it in the same place as Schnitzy did.
Ah, right. As Matthias is now making a move on Saki.
Ball as well.
Oh.
So, he'd done 18 laps on his mediums, but we've lost Matey Boy. I don't know whether that was a retirement or something. I've only just noticed that we actually, as Harry picks up his first penalty now as well.
Oh, big contact from Matthias.
That was a shove, to say the least. But, so we're now down to 12 drivers.
That we are, with, what, 8 laps to go? Yeah.
This is
as Kieran's now in the pits.
I did say he'd have to pit. Where is he going to come out? That's going to be the big question.
As Scott now sets the fastest lap.
Matthias and Saki are coming around as well, so this is...
I think he'll come out in front.
Ahead of those two. But as I said, he's still got a world of penalties as well, so that's going to play a huge part in it. He's got...
He does come out ahead.
But he's actually got 18 second penalties.
Only just.
Yeah, it is only just, so... Yeah, I was going to say, I can tell they're close. So that 15 seconds is probably going to put in
around about 10th, yeah.
I was going to say, I think it will drop him down behind Stephen. So it will be himself and Raphael together. Because, I mean, saying that, I mean, Stephen has actually got 6 seconds, Mayspin's got 8, Matthias has got 11 now. So there is some people behind him who have actually got to take penalties themselves, but most of them are close together besides Stephen.
Yeah.
So squeezing just ahead of Stephen. So it may be 9.
Oh, it's going to be a bit close.
And that's the thing, is most of that is track limits.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's probably going to be a whole host of that going on Sunday as well, track limits.
Probably.
Because I mean, I've been doing some TT laps here and I've invalidated so many of them. I'm just going to run limits comfortably.
I've done a little bit of practice, but as I'm starting from the back,
I'm fed up seeing Mexico at this point. I can't wait to get this race over on Sunday and move on to Brazil. Don't mind Brazil. It's not the best circuit, but I don't mind it. So we actually have Armand Plays on the back of J-Doy.
Yeah, which I'm on with.
That's about the closest battle on track apart from
Saki and Matthias.
Yeah. That's probably the only 2 battles really on track right now.
Oh, I thought I seen Scotty running off wide.
You might have done it, Scott.
And is Armand going to beat?
Don't think he was close enough.
No, he wasn't.
J-Doy just got the better drive out. But I think J-Doy's got more penalties, so all he's got to do is stay with him, really. He doesn't need to take the position. Unless he's planning to chase down the 2 guys ahead, of course.
It's going to be a tall order. Right, as there is only 6 laps remaining, let's start our driver of the day talks.
That's about all I've got on that one.
Ah.
I mean, the game's, as it stands, the game is probably going to give it to possibly Saki because he did start at the back of the grid.
Yeah.
But it's not all about the you know, the positions gained. You know,
No.
Good drive, controlled drive, stuff like that, a clean drive, etc. So I would say if it stays roughly as it is, that being if Harry actually wins, I would say, given the fact that he's took pole position in mixed conditions, he's led the race basically from the start, you know, and it looks as though he's actually going to win. I would say at this point, albeit that nothing major happens before the end, I would say Harry, personally. I think he's had a very good, very controlled drive. What do you reckon?
Regarding penalties as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's only picked up the 1, I believe. I think he picked
Yeah.
up the 1 again. Yeah.
Raphael's going to get into top 10. Which would have put him up 9 places. No penalties. He is.
Oh, is he? Hang on. No, surely not. Oh no,
Yeah.
he will. Yeah, sorry, I'm misreading it. Yeah, so sorry. Stevens 25 seconds behind Mayspin, not ahead of the guy behind him. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I misread that. So yeah, he'll just sneak inside the top 10. Yeah. I think that might be
So
because
regarding that,
he's the only one without penalties as well.
yeah. But there's also
Like I said, you've still got to take into account the fact that Harry had a brilliant good day, a brilliant drive.
yeah.
You know, sort of start to finish of the race, pole position. You know, he's kind of taken it all today. In fact, I don't even know who's got fastest lap.
That would be Kieran.
Ah, is that still Kieran from earlier?
No, he's reclaimed it from Scott. As Stevens now in the pits.
So basically, the only thing that Harry doesn't have currently is the fastest lap.
For medium tyres. Stevens got in for mediums.
That's an odd choice. I would have just took another set of softs on to the end. I mean, he got 3 laps. Unless, of course, he'd scrubbed all of his softs. Surely any set of softs you throw on would get you 3 laps.
So, yeah. It is going to be Raphael into 10th. As we've got a couple people going into the pits.
Pitted and the 5 second speed in the pit lane.
And he's retired.
So he's retired.
And Mayspin's now in the pits.
Some of these guys, I think, are going to be looking at fastest lap. They may have heard us talking about it.
Is Raphael going to get past Mayspin? He does.
There is news from Championship 1.
Oh?
Hound is still racing in Tier 1. He has been lapped, but he hasn't DNF'd.
Hound?
Yes, that came from Teabag.
Sedaluk is now all on the back of Harry.
Yeah. But can he get
Oh,
past?
he's
Not
run
with a big
wide.
wobble like that, he can't. That was almost commentator's curse. But he did it
On
before
that-
I said it, so it
On
won't
that
count.
case, I'm going to go on with J-Doy.
Who's all over the back of Arman. Arman's
Yeah.
actually had a pretty good drive.
He
today as well,
has.
for a debutant.
Oh, yeah, he is.
As we said right back near the beginning of the stream, he was on trials last night.
Oh, J-Doy's lost it, and that is commentator's case.
Yep, that's what you
Oops.
get. I'm going to go back and keep an eye on the Sedaluk thing. In fact, Scott's now past J-Doy as well after that little whoopsie-daisy. So Harry's just got to keep him at bay for another 2 laps.
And Kieran's past J-Doy too.
Ooh, so yes.
And Mayspin's overtaken Raphael.
That may be because he's got no front wing.
Yeah.
I was just looking back, like he's losing loads of time to Kieran, who's already passed him like 7 seconds now. I had a quick look, I was like, he's lost a wing. So he's also going to lose out to Saki.
Not quite Jack Slater.
Don't think he's going to lose out to Jack Slater, who's just entered the S's. So I think he's going to be 7th here when he comes back out. I mean, it's going to be a long pit stop for a wing as well, but
That's why I'm on with Jack Slater.
yeah, I'm just jumping back on with Sedaluk as well, just seeing if we can plant
Right,
one
Mayspin
out of the S's.
is just having his wing put on. Jack Slater just getting past the last corner.
That's going to be close. Oh, they're holding him up there. Didn't seem to want to release him.
And J-Doy does in fact get past Jack Slater.
Yeah, I was going to say it was very, very close.
2.5 seconds.
Not as close as I expected it was going to be. So he does stay
Now
just
we are-
ahead then.
Yeah. We are on the final lap. And
So
Sedaluk's...
is making a move. But he has got no ERS left. He has burned it all up. Not that Harry's doing much better. He's only got about 10% himself.
Yeah.
They're around about the same, in fact.
Now I Sedaluk.
The ERS. Stephen. He's got 75%.
Oh.
But then again, he's right at the back, so.
But is Sedaluk going to have a go on this last DRS?
In fact,
Oh,
Stephen's
he is
about-
close enough. Oh, and he picks up another time penalty.
Ooh,
Is he going to go round the outside on the last
he is.
lap? He is.
Ooh. The thing is, even if he
Oh,
takes the
Harry.
Harry's having none of that. Even if he took the checkered flag, Harry would have had him on penalties alone.
And there are fireworks going off for Harry winning here at Mexico. Scott comes round the last corner and goes third.
Because Armand Plays had penalties.
Let's have a look where Kieran will finish.
5th currently. So that may not be his final finishing position with all the penalties. But we'll see. Considering his early contact
is.
as well. It is, he's actually finished
Oh, now that throws a little bit more. Because Kieran went out in Q2. Finishing 5th,
5th. Yeah.
not bad.
He's had a pretty good drop. The thing is, he did pick up a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, he...
As J-Doy picks up the fastest lap.
He does finish 5th on track. He does retain his 5th position. But there was a huge amount of penalties.
as Raphael gets past Mayspin, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't get to see that because, yes, he does just before the line, but I don't know if it's stuck because of penalties as well. But as I said, the game.
Yeah, Raphael didn't have any.
Oh, of course, yeah, he didn't. You're right. He was the one who didn't.
Yes.
So the incident page is open. That's going to be fairly noisy, I would think.
So that is our race finished.
Yeah, Harry 2-stop or starts at the front, finishes at the front.
Kieran a 3-stop and finishing 5th after starting 13th.
Yeah, and as I said, huge amount of penalties. I think it was like 18
seconds. Yeah. But starting 13th.
That was actually the height of the day.
Starting 13th, finishing 5th after those penalties with 3 stops. I think that's worth the driver of the day for me.
It's just the huge amount of penalties is what puts me off from agreeing there. You know?
Yeah. But either way, we'll have talks about that. But that is everyone finished.
We need to talk about that one a little bit more.
Yeah. Right. So that is Mexico over and done with. So me and Colin will see you back out on track on Sunday.
Unfortunate.